Hello everyone, this video is going to be about the Narcissist fuel and our supply of that fuel. Thank you very much to all the returning subscribers. Your support is greatly appreciated. If you are new to the channel, my name is Elizabeth Shaw and this channel is all about the narcissist personality disorder to give you more understanding of the people you have been around or been dealing with throughout your life, how to be yourself around those people or how to go no contact with those people, and different methods to find what works for you to recover from narcissistic abuse. If you do find the information on this channel helpful, please do subscribe. So, what is the narcissist fuel and what is our supply to a narcissist? Just like everybody needs air to breathe. Everybody needs that oxygen to supply to their lungs, to get their heart pumping. Everybody needs water to stay hydrated. Everybody needs food to fuel muscles, to grow, to develop. These are all basic needs. These are all things that we need a regular, constant supply of to stay alive. Narcissistic people, like with many grandiose narcissists and not so grandiose narcissists, they have to take it to the next level. And no matter what supply of whatever fuel they need to drive them forwards within their life, they always want more. So supply to fuel a narcissist is basically supplying whatever the narcissist is lacking, and sometimes that can be supplying the meals on their table for them. It can be clothing, it can be homes, it can be money, it can be cars, it can be adoration, it can be attention, it can be support, it can be money, it can be affection, it can be absolutely anything that that narcissist needs at that moment in time to fill their cup up. If they're feeling insecure, they need the attention to feel secure. If they're needing to buy that new car because they're envious of somebody else's new car, they're going to want the money from somebody, usually exploiting somebody, to get that new car, to feel better within themselves. They almost have an empty cup, and no matter how much we try to pour into it, it drains straight back out. And the more we pour into it, the more we drain ourselves. They do drain us. With the idolization stage, they are setting us up for that fall. They are mirroring who we are as a person because they don't know who themselves are as a person. And people cannot know who they are as a person, but they do not go around exploiting people. Narcissist personality disorder is running on those 9 traits within the background, whether they've got 5 of those traits or all 9 of those traits. So people might not know who they are, but they don't go around exploiting other people. A narcissist will mirror. Again, most people mirror each other's body language just to get to know each other on a deeper connection. A narcissist again takes that to the next level. They mirror your hopes, they mirror your hobbies, they mirror your dreams, and they reflect those back to you as if they are a person that wants those things too, even though they don't. And they will have seen something within you that can fuel them. They will have seen something that they admire, a quality they admire within you, whatever resource that is that they believe they can then take from you. So they shower you with that flattery so they gain the compliments. They can shower you with gifts so that they gain your money. There is always an underlying reason behind whatever a narcissist is doing. It is not based on that give and take. It is based on they will only give to a certain point only because they know there is something to take back. And if they can, they will get people to the point where they are devaluing people so that the narcissist has to give very, very little to almost nothing in order to take. With a narcissist fuel, they want us to supply things often in large quantities over a long period of time, which is based on providing them with their wants and their needs, often they will be invalidating ours. So we no longer pay attention to our own wants or needs and focus on solely supplying the narcissist with theirs. Again, because that's the empty cup. No matter how much you fill it up, it's going to drain back out. With that idolization stage, every time they're offering that idolization stage, they are raising your hopes so that they can take something from you again. They seek attention, admiration, adoration, support, while they slowly devalue you, while they slowly reject your need for attention, support, affection, because people do need these things. That's why it can seem almost normal to offer a narcissist support, because we can recognize people need support in life. What we don't recognize is the intentions behind the narcissist's need for support. A bit like online social media, people post photos of their children, and people can do this just because they've taken a cute photo of their child, or they want that memory to appear a year later just to remind them of a nice moment. Narcissistic people do this because they want the likes, they want the attention, they need the attention. So these people do need support through trauma and through tragedy within their lives. A narcissist will almost set the environment to gain support for things that they don't need support in, because they need that supply, they need that attention, they need that fuel from another person. Whereas other people are often unwilling to reach out for support for fear of asking too much of another person, when everyone realistically should just support everybody, and everybody should also support themselves and be taught how to support themselves, how to ask the right people, so that narcissistic people can no longer exploit people. Adoration. A narcissist requires deep love. They want you to respect them, and they want you to almost worship them, which is why they often go through that love bombing stage of offering you those flattery, those words of affirmation to raise you high. And if you've been raised by a narcissistic parent, or you've come out of a narcissistic relationship, because you will have been devalued and feel misunderstood and misheard, when you then have someone raising you up again, it is easy to fall for that person. It is easy to match that person on the words of affirmation. It is easy to fall in love with that person, and that's what a narcissist wants, that respect, that admiration. They want you to worship the ground they walk on, whether that ground is good ground or bad ground. They want you to be there for them no matter what they do, and they want you to be there for them how they want you to be there for them. So even if you're getting it right, if it's wrong to the narcissist, it's wrong. Because in everyday life, we have things that come up. We have to work, we have to give to earn money so that we can buy food, so that we can drink water, so that we can have shelter. We have to give to other people in order to receive money, so that we can give to ourselves. This is a normal part of life, giving to others for something in return, so that people can cover the basic needs of food and shelter and water. With a narcissist, again, they take it to the next level. They're not interested in those basic needs. They are interested in those basic needs, but they need more. Whatever they have, they always want more. A narcissist is not giving to get those basic needs met. They're giving to exploit people. And a narcissistic person's dreams can be similar to those that do not have narcissistic personality disorder. Again, it depends on the intentions behind someone's behaviour, their pattern of behaviour. Are they doing it out of the goodness of their heart in order to help people? And which, if someone knows a good deed where you don't get something back in return, please add that into the comments, because most often no matter what good deed you get, in some way you do get something back in return, even if that intention wasn't there in the first place. With a narcissist, they are focused on what they will get back in return before they do anything. Narcissistic people exploit people to meet a need of their own. People not on the disorder meet other people's needs to then get their own needs met. A narcissist usually has some form of primary source of supply, and that primary source can change from a partner. If they're not in an intimate relationship, it can be a child or a close friend. That primary source can alter depending on the narcissist and what stage in life they are at. They usually have secondary sources. They usually have friends, family, neighbours, co-workers, children, parents, partners. It all depends what person is supplying the narcissist with that need at that time. They can also have things like when they just walk around to the shop to buy a newspaper, the person they talk to, they can offer that person some form of flattery in order to receive a compliment. They are not complimenting the person because they are coming from a place of genuine respect for that person and thinking, oh, they look nice today, and paying them a genuine compliment. They are flattering that person in order to receive a compliment back. Where you can get people that kind of brush off compliments because they're not overly keen on receiving compliments, a narcissist often also goes all out to receive a compliment. So the kinds of fuel that a narcissist is seeking for somebody to supply them is because of their belief they are special and their grandiosity. They require that special attention to make themselves feel better, to match that belief that they are special and they are grandiose and better than other people. They require that excessive attention to almost back up the story the narcissist is selling themselves. They use many manipulative methods to do this, but the more attention we give them, often the more we become drained, and the more we become drained, the less we can then give them that attention. And as I said earlier in the video, when we need to do things like work to earn money to buy the food, that takes attention to the narcissist. That takes the attention away from the narcissist. They don't see this as a basic need in life. They just see this as something has stolen the attention they believe they deserve away from them, and that you're paying something else more attention than what you should, because you should be paying the narcissist attention, which often means we lose ourselves because we stop taking care of our own needs, we stop taking care of ourselves, we start putting things to one side to try and give the narcissist attention, to try and please the narcissist, because when we are pleasing them, that's when they'll offer those intermittent reinforcements of the idealization stage, when they will treat us right, when they will promise us those things of the future, when they will make the present moment or the future seem ideal, even though it's actually very draining, very hurtful, a very painful place to be. They will gaslight to distract us from the pain we are in by offering those intermittent idealization stages to give us the hope of something that will never be. And the more we live in that hope, the more we feed them the attention. They seek praise, which is a form of that seeking a special attention. As part of the disorder is seeking excessive attention, they will often flatter people in order to gain that compliment. They will do for others in order to gain that praise. If a narcissist does something for you, you must be eternally grateful that they have done something for you. It's not a case of someone goes to work in the supermarket for a day and gets a paycheck and then goes and buys what they need, and it moves on and moves on, and life moves on. With a narcissist, if they have done something for you, you have to be eternally grateful to them, and you have to be compliant to them. You have to pick up on the signals of when they want praise, and you have to give them that praise as and when they want it, because if they're busy doing something else and they don't want it, and you give them the praise at the wrong time, they will take that as criticism, and then they'll start to devalue you. They can set the environment, they can start an argument out of fresh air just to gain that attention back onto themselves. As they are arrogant and preoccupied with their own ideal, whatever that ideal is to the individual narcissist, they often exaggerate accomplishments to gain that attention, to gain that praise, because they are requiring that excessive attention from other people to fill their own empty cup up. They need to feel powerful. They need people to give up their power. They need people to give up their rights. They need people to give up their opinions. They need people to give up their beliefs, so that the narcissist can play the puppet master and be powerful and be in control of those people around them. Why a lot of narcissists will use the divide and conquer technique, so that they can be in control of their circle of friends and family that are around them. They want to be powerful, they want to be the almighty, and they want to be in control. Because to lose control to a narcissist is almost to have to discover who they are as a person, that whole shadow side to them. I'll link that video up there. So in order to keep a narcissist happy, you have to be able to be controlled 24/7. But the tricky thing is, you'll never know what that control is. So you might get it right one day, and what you did one day will be wrong the next. And possessions, they always are looking for more. They're always looking for bigger. They're always looking for better. That envy, that envious side of them. So no matter what you provide for them, they're always going to see that new shiny toy, and they're always going to want to exploit somebody to get that new shiny toy, with a lack of empathy to care for those they hurt, as long as they get that new shiny toy. But once they've got that new shiny toy, once they've got that possession or that person or whatever quality it is they see within someone or something that the narcissist wants, once they've got that, they will notice something else, and then they'll want that, and then they can't find that inner happiness within themselves. So they need the fuel of outside sources. They need the supply of outside sources to try and fill up their happiness, not realizing that this is never going to work for them on a longer term basis, because they're looking for things that don't exist in that way. Happiness comes from within. We have to be comfortable with who we are as a person. Yes, we all have insecurities, we all have things to work on, but there is people that go out there to help other people in order to feel better about themselves, and then there's people out there that go around exploiting other people, and on a long-term basis they're never going to feel better about themselves, because they're constantly going to be burying all the toxic things they've done to other people. They're always going to be shifting the blame. They're always going to be playing the victim, and they're never going to find that true happiness from within. And even when people do find true happiness, they can have days or moments where they're not happy, but they can have coping mechanisms to find the things to be grateful for, to find the things to lift their spirits up, to find the laughter in the day to day. With a narcissist, when it comes to a narcissist supply, they do prefer positive attention. Most people do prefer that positive attention. Some psychopaths, they might prefer negative attention. I have to ask a psychopath. But with narcissistic people, most of them do prefer the positive attention. If they're not getting the positive attention from somewhere or from someone to the extent that that narcissist needs, they will then go for negative attention. They will then create that environment. They will create those arguments. They will provoke insecurities or feelings of jealousy in other people to get that attention. They will triangulate people in order to gain that attention. They will create chaos. They will create drama. They will do something in order to have some form of attention. And if they've created drama between 2 or 3 parties that are all coming to the narcissist to feed the narcissist the information and the attention, the narcissist then feels powerful and in control, and therefore their need for fuel, their supply from those 3 people, 2 people that are being triangulated, is fueling the narcissist's control. It's fueling their need for power. So what can we do when it comes to a narcissist? The simple thing to do is cut off their supply. When we cut off their supply, they get bored and move on very, very quickly. It is often easier if a narcissist discards you and then you cut off the supply, because the narcissist feels like they're in control of the situation then. So it is manipulative, but in some ways when ending a relationship, and narcissistic people do this, but you're doing it for your safety. Narcissistic people do this so that they can return. You're doing this for your safety. So if you can somehow find a way for them to believe the ending of the relationship is their idea, and then slowly cut off your supply, you are less likely to be in the midst of a smear campaign. Although if a narcissist believes that people might perceive the narcissist in a bad light, they will do that, paint that smear campaign about you so that you are the one perceived in a bad light. If the narcissist is angry at you, they will do that smear campaign. I'll have the video to the smear campaign up here to get back at you. So saying cut off supply is the easy step. Doing it is not so easy. It is worth it. How we cut off supply is by no longer giving them any attention, negative or positive. We can often think once we've vented our anger at them and told them exactly who they are and exactly how they've hurt us and exactly what they've done to people and how horrific they can be, that they will see it and they will feel worse and we will feel better. Whereas the narcissist just feels smug that they've exploited someone. They almost get pleasure out of the fact that they've provoke that anger within you. They will have that little smirk on their face and that little glint in their eye. They will be happy with that. When they are trying to provoke you and bait you, that is why they are trying to provoke and bait you into that argument, so that you react and they get what they need. To begin with, the best thing is to retreat and take some time to rethink, take some time to calm yourself down, take some time to find the things that make you happy, whether that's going for a bit of exercise, whether that's yoga, whether that's meditation, reading a good book, chatting to a friend, watching a funny, whatever it is that can put you into a better frame of mind from what the narcissist has put you in, so that you can retreat and then rethink. Pattern interrupt, I'll add that video because that's another one that can help. You can often end up with their thoughts, their words, them in your mind constantly when you are fresh out of that kind of relationship. So learning the techniques that work for you so that you can step away from their games and learn to no longer play their games. And it is a learning curve. A lot of us do slip up, but the more we practice it, the more we realise that when we do, that slip up is often a lesson, because when we do slip up and we see their reactions to how we've slipped up, when you've got more knowledge of the disorder, you can see that just giving them exactly what they wanted, as if I'd have just left it and walked away. Which is why no contact is always best. I'll add that video into the description for no contact, because it has to be done the right way. No contact sounds simple, but you can't be looking at their social media. You can't leave them. It's no contact. It's just nothing ever again. not always possible, in which case it would be limited contact and grey rock. And with this, especially at the start, you need to limit face-to-face contact with that person, or over the phone contact with that person, because they do mirror people. They read your data, so they will be listening to your tone of voice. Whether they're doing this consciously or subconsciously is another story, but they will be listening to your tone of voice. They will be watching what you're doing with your arm, your body language. Whether they can read body language or not is another story, but they will be mirroring back your body language to try and create that attachment. And as you've often got an attachment system, you will be attached to that person anyway. So to begin with, if you're practicing grey rock limited contact, you've got to limit face-to-face or over the phone contact. It needs to be messages or emails, so that you can take a step back, so that you can take a breath, so that you can realise what game they are playing, what they are trying to provoke you into, what reaction they're trying to get out of you, and then no longer supply them with that reaction. They will get bored. They will try and find, unfortunately, they will try and find somebody else to supply them with the need that you are no longer meeting. They will blame you. They will find a way to blame you. It will always be someone else's fault within a narcissist mind. That doesn't matter. Let them blame you. As long as you can live free of a narcissist, let them blame whoever they want. Stay in your own truth, stay in your own reality. So no contact, low contact, grey rock. Try to avoid direct contact, cut off their supply, whatever. You will know that narcissist once you get to understand the disorder and all the light bulbs hit. You will know who that narcissist is. You will know what supply they are looking for. Cut off their supply and they will slowly lose interest. Some lose interest a lot quicker than others. Document everything. Document everything. If you need to involve the authorities, those with a lack of empathy can be dangerous. So document everything. If you need to inform the authorities, you will have the evidence there. This is why messages and emails are also good, because you will have the evidence you need there. And by you retreating and rethinking and only responding, your messages back will not then make it seem tit for tat, because a narcissist is very good in pulling people into those games in a way that makes the narcissist look innocent, because she can't see the background to the story, and you look like you're emotionally unstable because people within those messages can't see the background. They are very good at twisting the story and gaslighting people to suit the narcissist's own needs. So today, start looking at the things that you're interested in. Start looking into things that can take your mind away from the narcissist when they are provoking you. Start thinking of 3 things that you can do when they're provoking you to take your attention away from what they are doing and onto something that will lift your spirits, where you can find your inner happiness. Thank you very much for listening, and I hope everyone has a good day. Bye.